Kathy's with us.
Oh, we'll have a
Kathy
great
Wood?
interview.
Yeah, no, someone better. Kathy Donnelly.
That's right.
Who,
Much
who
better.
who doesn't take 80% hits on positions.
And holds on to positions.
And anyway, the good Kathy is with us. Kathy Donnelly, welcome back to F.A.C.E. How are you?
Good morning, Dale, and everyone. Great to be here.
Great to not be Kathy Wood too, right? Better to be Kathy Donnelly.
Yes.
So, we first started talking, Kathy, we were in a, an ongoing prolific bull market. And are you going to share your screen with us?
Yes.
Today? Okay.
Absolutely. I'm going to do that.
So there were lots of candidates for the kind of work and investing that you do. And last time we talked, there wasn't much. And we had acceleration to the downside since that time. But there seems to be a bid in the market now. I was wondering what you're seeing and if maybe there are more selections now than there were last time.
Well, there's definitely a lot of potential. And that's why I've titled this little segment here, Fighting the Institutional Advance Phase.
Cool.
Because as we've talked about for IPOs, that's really can be one of the most rewarding phases of a life cycle of a stock where we can reap the most rewards, but we have to find it first.
Right.
So I do want to highlight, since we have been talking, obviously, how well, what are our prospects? And since 2020, we had the great year in 2020, but only 22 IPOs are actually trading above their very first day close.
2 years later.
Right, exactly. Okay. And so the ones that did really well a lot of them have come all the way back down and even undercut, as you can see by these numbers. It's a very small amount. And only 102, because I know we've talked about liquidity a lot and how important that is, are trading $20 million a day or more. Okay,
so on the way down, volume dried up on these. Is that what happened?
Yeah, I mean, it's the volume initially coming down was a lot, and then now no one's really interested.
Yeah, you have to make an appointment to trade these now, where like if you put a 15-minute chart up, it would look like an EKG with dots on it.
Yeah, it would not look good, and I got a few I'm going to show.
Okay, Kathy.
But I did want to just show the people, this is about 10, 15 stocks of the ones from 2020 that are trading more than $20 million a day and are above their day one close. So LI, it looks really interesting right now. It's a China stock, EV. So, there's some that look okay. Academy Sports and Outdoors is a company I'm a fan of. Many people know this that have talked to me. I used to work there as a teenager.
Funny.
So I'm hoping that one will continue to go sideways for a while, maybe have another great run. But, this is just the 15 of the 22, and, it's not that many. But these are a few. I'm not saying this is a watch list, but just to give people an idea of the ones that are still above their day one close.
Okay. Do you have any long positions in anything? Is anything qualified for you to be long?
I don't have any long positions right now, Dale.
Okay. All right.
How
long
not in been? IPOs.
Yeah. Okay. So you've had to move into other things while the IPO market kind of seized up with this 30% sell-off in NASDAQ.
I mean, I have some long-term holds, Microsoft.
Yeah.
And pretty much Microsoft.
Yeah.
And actually Nvidia. So those really, but those aren't IPOs.
Right.
The IPOs that I had and the IPOs that I've tried in the recent months, I've had to sell because they shook me out. I don't take more than an 8% loss. And but I want to highlight the pattern of the pump and dump. We've talked about the pump and dump A lot of IPOs just go down, and that's what has happened. I mean, some of them have a little bit of a run, but this is what we're seeing, Dale. You've got
Wow. Yeah.
Lulu,
Everything.
you've got Hood on the
Yeah.
left, you've got Coin in the middle. Both
Yeah.
of these are pump and dumps. They went down. This one, Coin tried to come back up, but then look at it. And then of course I had to highlight snow, because you and I have talked about snow many times. I tried to play it in here, and it never made it past its turbulence zone, and now it has undercut the whole structure. So this is what we're dealing with.
Pretty good candle last week. I know not 1 week does a trend make, but do you think the market set up, especially snow, looks pretty good? They all look like they're due for a bounce.
Yeah, what I really would like to see some sideways action, and maybe a little bit more of a run up, and then another base form. So let me show you what I'm talking about here. So this, I decided to go back in time, and I looked up Lululemon. Lululemon is one that had a little bit of run. This was actually a late bloomer, and then a huge decline. This is 2008, right, Dale? So
Okay.
we had a really bad bear market. So
Right.
what are they going to look like when they come out? So you can see, here, yeah, I had a little bit good here at the bottom, and I kind of have it covered up with this bar here, but nonetheless had a run up, giving you a signal that, okay, maybe things are changing.
Right.
Here's a base that formed right
Right.
above this 40-week line, and that's really what I like to watch. And I'll also say that sometimes you'll see it form underneath this 40-week line. You'll see a nice little base form,
Right.
and then got a nice steady run. So this is what I'm looking for. This is the institutional advance phase that can still happen even with all this overhead resistance. It's going to be more challenging, but as we all know, Lululemon was a really great winner in that time frame after that bear market.
Okay. So the style is let it form a bottom. And this example shows there doesn't have to be that much sideways action to get the first wave out of the off a low.
Right,
But what's
exactly.
important is what does it do after the first rally? Have you found that this looks like a pretty shallow retracement compared to the low? I probably didn't give back more than 38% after the first run. Have you found that strong markets have smaller corrections and work off their overbought conditions more in time than in price?
I really think it can be any situation. It depends on the stock and the strength of the fundamentals. And of course, yeah, the market matters as well, but they're all so different. I mean, in this case, in Ulta, this was also in 2008. You had, well, this one I guess is similar.
Right. It didn't give back anything
Yeah,
after the first run. Yes.
right,
Which
right,
is more bullish, right?
right,
Yeah.
exactly. I mean, in Ulta, and I have to say, this was a little illiquid in here, if I recall, but
Yeah.
still, you had the pattern confirming here that, something was happening.
Okay. Can you go a little impromptu? Because one of our attendees, Mark, is saying, are you looking for sideways action as we are now seeing in RVIN? What is it? It's an EV maker?
Yeah, I'm so glad he brought up Rivian, because I saw my first Rivian live and in person in a parking lot. I parked right next to it. I even took a picture of it the other day.
Did your door hit it when you got out
No, my door did not
accidentally?
hit it, but I should have taken a picture of my car and the Rivian, because you would have been like, whose old jalopy Honda is that? Next to that really nice Rivian.
Yeah. So, I was always taught, make your money in the closet, you don't flash it anyway. So, you're just low profile. That's it,
I'm
Kathy.
very low profile. Definitely not spending it on a
Yeah.
car for me,
You're not,
but who knows?
yeah,
Maybe one day.
you're
But
not trying to, attract some gold digger anyway. So,
well, I've definitely put Rivian on my radar,
do you have a
mainly
chart
because I
of it?
saw one. Not because of the chart. I went to the chart after I saw it. So later that day, I'm like, I gotta go look at the chart and see what it looks like. Because I have been aware of it, obviously,
Right.
you know, because it's a recent IPO. So if I'm not watching it, then you know what's going on with me. But yeah, no, you know how it was with the Teslas, you know, you saw one
Right.
and you're like, oh, I don't know, you know, now you see them all over, right? So I saw my first one. So that kind of gave me like, you know, one of those other kind of signs. Well, maybe
Yeah,
this is
it's kind of the universe speaking to you a little bit, right?
exactly,
Yeah,
exactly.
yeah.
What I would
So
really like to see is some more sideways action here, though. I mean, this is still a pretty steep decline. I mean, it's just barely getting back above the
you're
10
not
week.
showing it. I'm still looking at Ulta Beauty here.
Oh, I'm so sorry.
That's okay.
Let's see. I probably need to, how do
Maybe
I?
stop sharing and share again if it's on a different screen, or yeah, because
Okay,
we're on the
my
same
bad.
screen.
Here we go. Now can you see it?
Yes, got it.
Okay. I thought I had shared my whole, but I guess I just share
Okay.
individual screens. So yeah, here it is right here. I would like to see again some more sideways action, just because I'm the kind of person that, um, you know, what I've noticed with these declines in these institutional advanced phase, it'll either go sideways for a while and build a base, or it'll be like we saw just with Lululemon and Ulta, where it'll kind of come up and then form a base.
Yeah,
And usually there's like has to be a catalyst, like a, you know, big earnings gap bar or just a big gap bar and then a base. So for
yes.
me, I'm still kind of waiting for a little bit more solidarity, not solidarity, but just more
More
consolidation,
evidence.
constructive action.
Right. Okay, and that's how you know there's institutional interest.
Right. Like another one I'm watching since we're going live, and I've talked about this one before to folks, Duolingo. And the reason why I'm watching this one is because I'm a user of the product. I've been trying to learn Spanish for quite a while now, and it's working. I
Really?
could, yeah, I could talk to, my mom actually is fluent in Spanish, but we didn't learn as kids. So, you know, I can talk to her in Spanish pretty well, and I can read it and listen to it. I mean, you know, when they talk really fast, I have a problem, but I'm impressed with how much I know. And so this is one that, you know, I'm watching and I kind of believe in. But again, you see here how it's sad. And of course the market's been bad, but I
Yeah,
see accumulation in here.
yeah.
But I just don't see constructive action. It keeps trying to hit 100 and then go back down, hit 100, go back down. So I'm still waiting for it to get a little bit more constructive. I like that the 40-week line now is here, so maybe it forms a base underneath it or right above it. Granted, it doesn't have, you know, earnings, but it does have sales. There's some institutions in it that are pretty good, so we'll see. But even this one here, you know, if you were saying where Rivian was, it was kind of over here, but see, it might still take some time, and so that's why I'm still waiting.
Okay. Yeah, that's interesting. Had you tried when you were trying to learn Spanish, any of the other products that people were using for a while?
You know,
What
this
was
is
it, Rosetta Stone, or this was your first?
no, Duolingo was the first service I used that was on my phone. I
Oh,
did
okay.
have, yeah, some CD-ROMs, you know, back in the day. Oh, learn Spanish, CD-ROM, this and that. And none of that ever really appealed to me. But with the Duolingo app, it's very interactive. So they make you talk, you have to listen to them, you have to fill in the blank. And the stories are kind of funny, the sentences, you know, they kind of make it entertaining. And, you know, like a lot of games, you earn points and then you win points and, you know, just kind of like they make it fun.
Yeah, one of our attendees, Michael Bergman, saying his daughter's using it and she loves it.
Oh,
So
great.
you see, so you might be onto something here again, Kathy. So tell me how you've been uh, so patient during this time frame of not that much to do.
How have I
What's your
been patient?
self-talk? Yeah, what's your self-talk during this gloom and doom period that people are really caught up in, and every rally is only going to be a bear market rally, and 75% believe that the low we had a week or so ago isn't the low. So there's a lot of negativity swarming around the financial markets. What's your self-talk during this time frame? Is it, well, maybe I should become a English as a second language teacher and teach Hispanics or
For
Iowa?
me,
Yeah.
yeah, well, for me, I actually, what I did, part of what I did was what I showed you. I went back in time to
You did
remind myself,
research. Yeah.
yeah, like what did Lululemon look like into, what did um Ulta look like? What did Twilio, even the ones that I traded, Twilio, I had to remind myself, what are the setups that work for me? And, it's like a handful of things that happen, forms a base underneath the 40-week line, forms a base above the 40-week line, wait for the first earnings gap and then the base. So yeah, with that in mind, it's like, yeah, okay, I can see why people are trading it, but my style is to wait for those handful of setups where it transitions into that institutional advanced phase. So
Okay.
that's what kept me level. And, as long as I still did my screening every week and was prepared for the next follow through day, which happened on Friday, according, to the numbers that William O'Neill created for follow through days.
Right.
So, we're in that uptrend, but again, I got to wait for those setups that work for me. So, that's what keeps me sane.
Okay, because I know a lot of people, they have to trade
Yes.
they don't have the big grub stake or what is it when you're a trust fund baby, where they can afford to wait months before being in taking a position that may or may not work. And that's
Hmm.
I think the difficulty is when you really need to trade to make a living and there aren't any trades. What do you tell yourself? That
Right.
that how you have to deal with that other psychological pressure. um I know I tell myself, well, it's, I may not be making money, but I'm not losing it. That's one of the
Right.
things that
Exactly.
I say to myself.
Preserving the capital is very important. 100% agree. And, as long as I'm staying connected,
Yeah.
it's okay because I know I don't have to trade all the time.
I bet you're
And
training more. I know you're have participated in what biathlons or triathlons. I bet you're training harder when markets are like this.
I am training harder. I just did an Olympic yesterday, actually, and I was thinking, wow, I'm doing an Olympic triathlon today and I have to talk to Dale tomorrow. Was that a good
Yeah.
idea?
Yeah, it was a great idea. So so a lot of this is, in our heads. So what it's a great example because people like us, Kathy, we could find a trade every day. Okay. But
Right.
when you have a certain type of discipline like yours, you have to be ultra patient. And I think that's probably one of the hardest things to overcome is being patient when you might feel a financial need to take action and to be able to sit on your hands during that time frame and not force anything.
Right. And that's why I wanted to show this slide at the end was because, patience is a virtue, right? We all know this. That's a quote that's very well known. And, it's a small percentage for the really big gains. And, you have to be willing to, you know, be picky and then, have the conviction that if you're in that true market leader, that super growth stock, that it's going, be patient and hold it for its entire run. And that's what I'm always shooting for. So I'm looking for that 51%, 10%. I've never gotten the 10% yet, but I've gotten plenty between 100 and 500 to get me, where I'm at, where I don't have to trade all the time. So it's worth it to me to wait for those setups and find that institutional advance phase.
Success breeds success. And
Yes.
so you have the paradigm and the patience and look forward to when you have some things that are coming out of this institutional phase and maybe there will be a run since everyone's so bearish that I'd say the biggest contrarian call would be new all-time highs in the market by the fall.
Oh,
Wouldn't
wow.
that
Okay.
be? I'm not saying it, but that would be. And that
Yeah.
could
Oh, it would be
you
great.
never know. Could
Well,
happen. So
whatever happens and whenever it happens, it's going to be good.
Okay, all right, let's end it on that note. Everything is good. Kathy Donnelly. Okay,
Love it.
So great hearing your voice again, Kathy. I really appreciate it. And, this is a good time to study and learn about different styles of investing because, just like bull markets, this one felt like it lasted forever. The bear market won't last forever. And there's probably some great values being created here and who knows into the end of the year. And you could have a style where um, I would say that, Kathy, when you put on positions, you don't watch them every day, do you?
Well, of course I have to watch them, but I don't have to watch them as intently.
Yeah. Okay. All right. So this is where you could find Kathy and pick up her book.
There you go. Thanks, Dale. It was so
And
great
follow her.
to talk to you.
Yeah, at KGD_investor. Kathy Donnelly, thanks so much. Have a great summer trading season. I root for you, and we thank you for coming here and sharing your hard work with us.
Thanks, Dale. I appreciate it. Yeah. Happy summer to everybody. Happy trading and, learn. This is a perfect time, like Dale said, for us all to learn and figure out what our best setups are for us.
Yeah, let's see what's next. That's the most important word for an investor or trader is next. So thanks again, Kathy, for kicking off the week in an excellent way.
Thank you. Take care.
All right. That's a wrap. Kathy giggles. You could tell she's happy. And, you could be happy during a bear market or a bull market. It's, it's a choice. And I want to thank everyone for their attention. You could join the team in 20 minutes on the Morning Edge. And I'll see everyone for Turnaround Tuesday. So good hunting, and most of all, don't just count your pips, count your blessings. Adios, warriors. Thank you, Kathy. See you, Sinatra. You're welcome, Anthony.
Hey traders, this is Blake Morrow with ForexAnalytix. Thanks for stopping by our YouTube channel. Don't forget to like these videos, share them, and subscribe to our channel so you don't miss any of the content that we provide here for free. Thanks for stopping by. I'll see you in the next video.